Hey guys, today we're going to be installing some C7 Corvette seats in my C5 coupe. So as you can see, my Corvette already has some aftermarket seats in it. They're not the best quality, I don't love them, so instead of putting some C5 Corvette seats in them, I've opted for some C7 Corvette seats. The installation process is going to be almost identical. There'll just be a couple connectors, if you even have them, that you have to unplug to pull out your base C5 seats. Other than that, the install is going to be the same, so let's jump right into it. So for this conversion, we're going to be using the VetWorks conversion harness. You can pin it out yourself and not buy this harness. However, I have a telescoping steering wheel, and this module right here allows me to retain that function in the car. So we're going to use these harnesses as well as a 15mm socket and then an extension and a ratchet. That's almost all you need to pull out these seats. We are going to use a Torx bit later on to modify these seats in order to go in, but let's just go ahead and start by taking out the seats. So for my sake, I've gone ahead and pulled my steering wheel out to make my life a little bit easier. Go ahead and set that down. To get this seat out, it's the two 15 mils up here and two 15s in the back. Now these two. Set these aside. Now I should be able to just pull this seat out. That's one seat out. Now while we're in here, I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum all of this out. All right, that's way better. Not perfect, but way better. Now that we have this side out and cleaned out, let's pull the other side. Okay, so now to modify the seat, you're gonna need a T20 Torx bit and either a bit driver of some sort or a T20 Torx bit on a socket. And we're gonna go ahead and take this T20 loose. We can go ahead and set this aside. Then you're gonna wanna pull up on it gently until it releases. And then there's a clip here. You're gonna wanna come forward and out. Now I have those loose. In and like kind of push in and up on this should free up this bracket right here. And then lastly, you're gonna kind of pick up on it here. There is a plug. We're gonna undo that plug. Looks like I may have damaged it a little bit, but if you can kind of slide this guy forward, you can avoid damaging it. So now that we have this off, we're gonna remove this side airbag here. Holy shit. All right, so once you get this off, you can go ahead and put back on your control panel. Now once you have these on, we're gonna go ahead and leave this screw out. It'll allow for a little bit of movement. Other than that, you do have to cut this. So you can choose whether you wanna trim this to fit the paneling inside, or if you just wanna leave this screw out. For now, I'm gonna try to just leave the screw out. Now we can go ahead and plug in our adapter harness. All right, now I'm gonna drop this into the car. Okay, so it does probably need to be trimmed. I think we're gonna go ahead and just trim it later, but we're gonna finish putting them in. Oh man. Oh dude. Wow, that feels so much better. And the steering wheel works now. Let's go. All right, let's do the other one. And that's it. We've got C7 seats in the C5. So all we had to do was remove these charges off the side of the seat. They look like they're for some kind of restraint system or something, but that's not gonna apply for this car. So all we had to do is remove that. You can leave these T25s out. The seats will go in, but I did find that with those side panels not trimmed here, it interferes with the mechanism here for the seat belt. Not so much on this side, but on the passenger side, it really interferes with it. So we're gonna go ahead and trim these here in just a moment. But for that, we have to go somewhere else. But all in all, the seats look awesome. They really make the car look a little bit more modern on the inside. And they feel way, way, way better than these little racing buckets. So I guess let's go ahead. Let's vacuum everything off and out one more time, and that's it, we'll be done. So I'm home now and I have to modify this bracket. This also is not any good. I have to replace that, but that I'll do on my own time. Here you can see where it's connecting with this plastic here. I'm gonna essentially just trim right through here and make it stop doing that. So we're just gonna use a nice sharp pair of scissors, and we're gonna do that real quick. Pull this forward, because you do have to remove the metal bracket. I did not know this initially, but you'll have to wiggle this bracket until it comes out. So that was a huge pain to do in the car. If you still have the seats out the car, you can use a pair of pliers or something to kind of wiggle it until it just shears right there. But after you've done that, you're all set. I can now put the seat back down and all the way back, and that's all there is to it. That's essentially it. You have C7 seats in your C5 Corvette. Initially I said you might be able to get away without trimming it. You can get them in without trimming it, but it does create a few issues, so I would trim them and remove those brackets while you still have seats out of the car. But other than that, it's a real easy swap. Those bolt holes are just totally reused. There's nothing major you have to modify. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.